and we're going to get started today. Today is National Plan for Vacation Day, right? National Plan for Vacation Day. According to Project Time Off, people who plan for their vacation are more likely to take it, and they're more likely to be happy. So super interesting. I was thinking about where I would like to go on vacation if it was safe to go, or like the next time that it is safe. And that would definitely be, I want to go to the Grand Canyon and then to see my parents in Colorado. So I want to take a big old road trip. I think that would be my favorite plan. But if it was up to you, where would you take your next vacation? Like if money wasn't a matter, or if it was up to you. Bora Bora. Oh yeah, that looks cool. Sorry, I just turned on the chat so you can chat, everyone. Bora Bora sounds very nice. Where would you go on vacation? Where would you go? Greece. Yes, I love that idea. Greece. Ah, Bora Bora is a popular vacation location, according to our Google Slides. For sure, for sure. Awesome. Love all these places I'm getting in the chat. Thank you, thank you. Today we are going to jump in. Our first agenda item is announcements. We have some new office hours, and then I have some lost and found data. Miss Yamanaka, do you want to jump in with office hours?
Yeah, of course. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 10:30 to 12:05, I'll be hosting my office hour. And to get here, just click on Miss Mac's Zoom link and I'll be here.
For sure. So that's cool. You can get help from any assignment. You don't have to do the one that is from the day. You can get help in anything. And she was helping people this morning, so you can drop by and get some support there. I know that's during your Spanish block on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you can come either before Spanish or after Spanish, depending on when you are free. So go to your Spanish class, but then you can also come to our new office hours, which is great. Cool. I have a couple reminders from assignment 21. Y'all, I was so pumped last time, and I'm even more pumped this time. We're moving on up to 73% submission. We started way down here at 59, and we're now at 73. Grades going up on a Tuesday, for those of you who remember that song. Super pumped about y'all's submission rates. If you are Sam, Brandon, Elizabeth, Mia, Cameron, or Mariella, I am looking for your assignment 21, please, assignment 21. This is old news. Don't listen to that. That being said, I did put in some extra points for you if you did fill out your slides, right? The slides for the get to know you slides. So I'm going to go ahead and put that link back in the chat one more time. So that Miss Yamanaka can get to know you. And I've been reading them, and I've been downloading some new apps when you guys recommend them to me. So I've really been appreciating that. Shout out to the person who told me to download Plant Nanny. It is like wicked interesting. I love it. It makes me drink more water. Like, here's my water, and I'm drinking more of it because of this app. So I feel like it's a healthy app. So don't forget to fill out those slides if you haven't yet. They are going in as points. So an easy 20 points, especially if you sometimes have a harder time with math. So cool. Sweet. All right. Today, since we're done with our announcements, we're going to jump into Desmos. We're going to do the assignment together. So what I would love for you to do, I'm going to send you this link. If you have not yet opened the assignment, go ahead and do that. Here, that's the slides. This is the assignment. Go ahead and open that assignment. And then once you get to that assignment, you're going to go ahead. You guys are cohort A. You're going to click here to open up this link here. So you're going to open up that link. This is the only thing we are doing today. Right? We are not taking notes. Our notes are going to be a part of this. We are not doing a checkpoint. Our checkpoint's already in there. Right, so you're gonna click there, and what you're gonna see is something that looks like this. And you're gonna go ahead and sign in with your Google account. It probably already has your name there. And then you should see something that looks like this. It is loading. Emily, I see you got in. Elder, I see you got in. Derek, Gracia, Jesus, Liz, I see you there. Brandon, I see you there. Gabby, I see you there. Noemi, I see you. Awesome. All right, once you get there, go ahead and see what happens when you move these sliders. See what happens when you move them. Right, so we have this equation, the red equation, the square root equation, and go ahead and see what happens when you move these around. So try all of them. All right. So we have A, we have H, we have K. I'm looking for Chelsea to log in. If you need the direct link, I can give you that. This is the direct link for the Desmos. Where are we at here? All right, go ahead and log in. I see Mia Q has made it to our journey. Awesome. Cool. All right. I'm looking for David Molina to log in. I'm looking for Ari to log in. I see you, Alexia. Thank you. I'm looking for Lauren to log in. And I'm looking for Chelsea to log in. Okay, team. Thank you, Lauren. I see you. So on this first page, all we're doing is we're playing with the sliders. One thing that I notice is that this is, or one thing that I know is that this is the square root graph. So the square root graph is here. Miss Name, our 12th grade teacher, she likes to call this the shooting star graph. It's not a very mathematical term, but that's what she likes to call it. It starts at the center here and it shoots off into space, right? You might notice that it's like half of a parabola, right? Like half of a parabola, but it doesn't go into the negative, right? It doesn't go into the negatives right now. You can make it go into the negatives, which is pretty cool. So what happens, can someone verbalize for me or put in the chat, what happens when I make A bigger? What happens when I make A bigger? It gets taller for sure. It gets super tall, right? Does it move from the 0, 0 point? No, it doesn't move. Right, thanks, David. It's okay, Gabby. It gets taller and it does not move. What happens when I make A negative? It drops, yeah. So instead of being like a shooting star out like this, maybe now it's like a, I don't know, a gray figure or something. It's kind of morbid and awkward, but I don't know. Okay, cool. So I see that's what happens with A. And then what happens with H? What happens with H? Yeah, for sure. It moves left and right. Thank you for that, chat. And then left and right when I change H. And then K, I see K is making it move up and down. Up and down. Yeah, When I do H and K, I can actually make the graph move, right? It's called shifting, right? The mathematical word there is called shifting. When I move H, it shifts left and right. When I move K, it shifts up and down. So it might look like the graph is getting bigger, right? But it's not actually changing the shape. It's just moving it to where it is, right? I can move this graph around if I want. I can see like, oh, there's more. I can zoom out, zoom in, but it's not changing my shape unless I move my A. The next three slides, slide 2 is going to ask, what happened when you changed H? What happened when you changed H? So I have, wow, that's not the next slide. Hold on. My bad. There we go. Okay, on slide 2, everybody moves to slide 2. On slide 2, it says, what happens when you changed A in your equation, right? So when I put a number in front of my square root, what happened to A? What happened to A? Go ahead and type your answer. What happened to A, or like what happened to my graph when I changed A? So when I had a 1 there, it made this red graph. When I had a 2 there, it changed the blue graph. When I had a 3 there, it changed the green graph. Go ahead and type your answer. Thank you for those of you who are chatting. Go ahead and type your answer in this box. Emily, I know you already put yours. You can edit it if you wish. It does make it taller. Yes, you may type it in Spanish if you wish. So we're getting our thoughts out. When you're ready, right? If you said it made it taller, that's awesome, Derek. Great job. Gracia, that's awesome. Make it taller. I love what Jesus is putting here. He said it makes it taller shooting up and negative makes it shoot down. I love that. That's a good idea. When you're ready, you can move on to slide 3. Right now we're on slide 2. You can move on to slide 3 and talk about what happens when you change H. What happens when you change H? It's okay. What you're doing is you're answering the questions on slide 2, 3, and 4, right? So what happened when you changed H in the equation? I can see that it moves left and right. When I put a letter in, or when I put a number next to X, it moves left and right. So I'm going to say something like, it moves left and right. And then I'm going to share that with the class. And then it's going to show you 3 other answers. Yes, Gabby, on X, on the X axis. That's what it's changing here. I love that Elder said it moved side to side. Yeah, it's moving side to side. Elizabeth said it moved left and right. I love that. Noemi said when I change the H, it slides left and right on the X axis. That is an amazing answer. Great job, Noemi. Awesome. When you're ready, go ahead and go to slide 4. I don't know why this guy is showing up here. I don't want him there. Let's see if I can get out of there. Change this back to 1. All right, so on slide 4, it's asking me what happened when you changed K in the equation. So when I add a number out here on the outside, what happens? What happens with K here? When I put a number on the outside, I see maybe +1, that's this blue line, +3, green line, -3, purple line. Mia, do you have a question? Where is K at? Great question. Okay, so K is this number out here. If you are on page 1, I'm sorry, I didn't explain that very well. On page 1, this is the equation right here. This is the equation that all radicals are in. The A is the number in front. The H is the number inside the square root with the X. And the K is the number on the outside right there. So if I'm looking at slide 4, where it's talking about K, the K is the 1 or the 3 or the -3. So when you change that, it moves the line up and down. Does that make more sense, Mia? That was a great question. Thank you for asking it. Awesome. Thank you. Please keep asking awesome questions. All right. Go ahead and head to slide 5 when you're ready. All right. On slide 5, we're talking about a new piece of vocab, right? So this point right here is called the critical point, that blue point you see there, the point where the graph starts, right? And then that it shoots off after that. That point right there is called the critical point. The critical point is shown in the equation by looking at H and by looking at K. Okay, so looking at H and looking at K. In this case, we want to be, or in all cases, we want to be really careful. H has the opposite sign of what you see in the equation. So since this is X plus 4, the X is going to be -4. It's the opposite, right? The K is going to be the same, right? So the K is going to be the same. So we see this critical point at -4, -2, right? This point right here is -4, 2 is the opposite of this point and the same as this point. This might feel familiar because we did this with parabolas in quarter 2, right? So whenever it's inside, it's the opposite, and whenever it's outside, it's the same, right? So go ahead, this is just like a lecture slide. You can refer back to it if you want to look at it. Go ahead and go to slide 6. Awesome. So the first thing it says, circle the critical point on the graph. So you can click this one right here, click this guy, and then you can go to the critical point and you can either circle it or put a dot on it. I see Jesus put a dot on it, Gabby put a dot on it. Awesome. Go ahead and, so like if you think this is the critical point, you put a circle around it like that, or like this. Nice. I think those are actually wrong though. I'm going to clear it away. Awesome. I'm seeing lots of people putting the critical point right here. That is correct. That is correct. What are the coordinates of the critical point? Remember, coordinates are X, Y like this, but I want to put numbers here. So what is the X? What is the Y right there? We go over 1, 2. So I'm going to start with my X value is 2. And what is my Y value? How many do I have to go up to get to that point? 3, yeah, for sure, 3. So I'm going up 1, 2, 3 to get to that point. So I'm gonna put a 3 right here. This is the coordinates. I'm gonna press share with class. I can see Jesus, Gabby, Emily all have 2, 3. Amazing. So this is the coordinates. Remember coordinates, X and Y. Awesome. On the next 3 slides, we have a couple, our next 4 slides, we have a couple challenges, right? Go ahead and go to slide 7. We have a couple challenges. They give us the standard form of this equation, and they want us to change, it says change the zeros in the equation to make a graph that has a critical point shown on the graph. So this right here is the critical point, 4, -3. That's where I want my graph to start. I have to change this number or both in order to get the line to shoot out of here. Why don't you take a stab at that? What number could we change? What number could we change to in order to make the graph go out of this point here? We could change to -3, -3 to go down. Yeah, do I want to change H or do I want to change K to make it go down? K, for sure, I want to change K. So I'm going to change K to -3. Notice my graph moved from 0, 0 down to -3. Awesome, I'm in a good place. How could I make it move to the right? -4. All right, if I put in -4, yeah, it moves over there. I might have thought, wait a second, isn't it +4? But if I put +4 there, my H is gonna move that way. Remember, that's the opposite, right? When it's inside there, it's opposite. So I need to do -4 to move it in the positive direction, the opposite direction, for sure. All right, I'm seeing lots of awesome work. I'm gonna have you go ahead and try number 8, 9, and 10. So you can move all the way to number 8, 9, or 10. You're working through them. So same thing, here's your point over here. Here's your critical point at -5, 0. And you're gonna move this graph so that it goes off of here. Good job, team. If you've been successful, go ahead and move on to number 9. So remember, you're changing the zeros. And then on number 9, you're changing the numbers. You can change the 1 here too. So for number 8, if I want to move it over here, I'm moving left and right. I'm going to use my H value, Good question from the chat. For page 9, you're trying to make one line that, oh, that's 10. You're trying to make one line that goes through these 3 points. So I don't want 3 different graphs. I want one line that goes through each of those. So I will show you a little bit about what I mean. See how this person here, right? See how they've changed the graph to go through there? So if you're making a second line, if your name is Jean Taylor, right? You can check what your name is right here, right? Look in the top left corner. If you are Jean Taylor, you want to go back to using your original graph, right? Using your original graph. What is the critical point of this graph here? What's the critical point? Where do we want it to start? Do we want it to start at 0, 0? We want it to start right here, right? At 1, 0, for sure. Okay, so I need to change my H, right? Do I want to change it to +1? No, you're right. I want to change it to -1. Ooh, go ahead. I saw you come off mute. Tell me, Em. I think it was you.
No, I just said no because it would be 2 pushbacks. So you have to go to -1.
Yeah. Right. So I don't want it to go to that side. Okay. Okay. So I have my critical point is there. Critical point is good. How do I make it get taller again? What number do I change to make it get taller? Does anyone remember all the way back from the beginning? Oh, I'm coughing. My bad. Hold on, y'all. I think I got some, I don't know, something happening. All right, we're good. I think. Maybe not. I might be dying. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, so I'm I'm not dying, I promise. Thank you for your worry in the chat. I heard some people want to change K. Let's say I change K to 1. Now my graph goes through this point, but it doesn't go through that point anymore. So I don't know if K is going to work for me. If I change it to 2, now it goes through that point, but it's not going through there. So, okay, so we're back here. What was, so here we change 1 to 2. This one right here, the H or the A?
First one. A.
The first one. Change this to what?
To 2.
To 2. Yes, we change it to 2. Right, and now it goes through this point, that point, and the next point. It goes through all 3 of them. Yes. Yes. Okay. Using that same idea of changing the number here, the A, I want you to think about number 10. Number 10. Think about number 10. Alexia, did we get stuck on 7? It's looking good. That -4, the x minus 4, that's great. Now, try pressing the right arrow key until you get out there to the outside of the square root, and then try putting in a negative number. All right, if you figured out number 10, feel free to try number 11. All right. Uh-oh. My computer's frozen. There we go. All right, let me see what we got for number 10 here, friends. All right. I see some people were able to flip it over. Can anyone tell us how were you able to flip it over? How were you able to make it go negative? Yeah, Brandon, good job. -1, right? So here, instead of +1, try -1. Aha, now we have -1 there. Make the first number a negative. Yeah, Gracia. Yeah, Noemi, turn the 1 into a negative for sure. Okay, but it's not quite touching. How do I make it move down? Do I change H or do I change K? Jesus is telling me K should be -1. Okay, so K, this number out here, the last one, I'm going to change that to -1. Aha, yes, good job. Good job. Seeing lots of right answers pop in. Amazing. All right. On the next 3 questions, right? So number 11, it says this is the graph of y equals 3 times square root of x plus 2 minus 5. What does 3 do to the graph? So it's asking, what is this number 3? Is it making go 3 units left? Is it going 3 units up? Does it make it go taller? Does it make it go 3 units down? Which of these answers feels correct? What does A do? What does A do? Yes, Derek, great job. Select that. Derek selected taller. He is absolutely correct. Then you're going to explain your thinking. How do you know that it's taller? Makes it arc. I love that. for sure. Once you have your answer, you can go ahead and go to 12 and 13. It's making it go taller, going up 1, 2, 3 over 1, making it go taller rather than up 1 over 1. It's going up 3 over 1. When you're ready and you've typed your answer, feel free to go to number 12. This question is asking, what does the 2 do? Think back. What does H do? What does H do? Yeah, Derek says it moves it left and right. Absolutely, Derek. So it's either that it's moving 2 units left or 2 units right. Look at the graph. Did it move 2 units left or did it move 2 units right? From the center of the graph, is it going, is the critical point 2 to the left or 2 to the right? All right, when you've got your answer for 12, feel free to move to number 13. Elder, double check here. Alexia, double check. Did it move to the right, like 1, 2 over here? Or did it move to the left, 1, 2 over here? Which direction did it move? So from my center point, it's moving to the left. So I can see that it's moving 1, 2 to the left. If I'm thinking about this point, right, it's at -2, -5. I see the -5. I need the -2. It's going to be opposite, right? So it's moving to the left. Seeing lots of good explanations. An explanation you might think about, you might say is the critical point is -2. So I know that the equation needs to say +2. Awesome. Okay, we have slide 13, but I'm going to actually have us jump to slide 14 for a moment. I'm going to move everyone there automatically, and then I'll open it back up. All right, this is the mastery part of your assignment, okay? This is how I'll know that you are thinking the same thing as me. It says combine one graph with one equation with one explanation. You should have 6 groups of 3 cards. So this is like all random and annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and drag them, and I might connect all the graphs to each other, and I might connect all the equations to each other just to get started, so I can like organize my space a little bit. right? So I'm gonna drag all of these, we drag them on top of each other, they turn blue, and then they're like not in the way anymore, right? So I'm gonna drag all of these together so that they're like out of the way. I wish that I could like start you off like this, but it won't let me like start it with them connected. So we'll drag them all together here. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna combine one graph with one equation with one explanation. So something that I do when I'm thinking about this is I think about, okay, what's different about each of these graphs? So I see this graph's going up, this one's going up, this one's going up, that one's going up, this one's going up, this one is going down, right? So I'm thinking, okay, this one is different. This one's going down. What makes in a graph go down? What part of the equation? How did we make it go down? Remember on that orange graph, how did we make it go down? Negative, yeah, and where was the negative? Yeah, for sure, the negative was in the front, right? The negative was in the front. So I'm looking at all of these equations here, and I'm looking for the one that has negative in the front. I see this one has a negative in the front, so I'm gonna drag it over here and attach it to this graph right here. So negative square root of x, right? That negative there. And then I'm gonna look for one explanation. It says the graph is going down because of the leading negative. That's true, the graph is going down. So I'm gonna say, okay, I think those go together. Right? From there, I can go ahead and close this like that. And I can move this out of the way because this one is done. It has one graph, one explanation, and one equation. So I can go ahead and close it, move it out of the way, and now I'll be able to work on the next one. So I might say, okay, I can't quite see this one. I'm gonna click on it. It gets a little bit bigger when you click on it. So I see this one is moved over to the right to -3. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to see something that says -3, but I remember it's the opposite. It's gonna say +3. So when I look here, I see that I have this one that has +3 or that one has -3. That's K. I don't want that one. So I'm gonna grab this one. I'm gonna move it over here. So x plus 3, right? Instead it's gonna be -3, it's the opposite. And then I'm thinking through these explanations. The graph is shifted left 3. Did it move over 3? 1, 2, 3? Yes, it did. So I know this is going to go here. I know it's not 3 down, so I know it's not one of these other explanations. Okay, so now those 3 are done. So I'm going to go ahead and close it and move it down here. Okay. Your job, I'm going to go ahead and stop pasting you. Your job is to finish making these groups. So you should have 4 more groups to make, right? 4 more groups. For your assignment today, you're taking screenshots of these pages, right? So this is it. There's no more. There's an extra credit if you want it. But this is it. You're just going to, this says slide 2. So you're going to go here. You're going to go to slide 2, take a screenshot, put it on this page. Go to slide 3, put a screenshot. Go to slide 4, put a screenshot. If you don't know how to put a screenshot, just let me know. And you can just type, I don't know how to screenshot right here. And then we can turn it in. Okay. Are there any questions about your assignment or what you have to do? All right. Stephanie, are you able to hang out with us this afternoon? Awesome. Okay, so if you have any questions and you want Stephanie to work with you during this asynchronous time right now, or if you want to go to her breakout room and work through this Desmos with her, she totally can do that for you. Just let me know right now in the chat. You can privately message me like, hey, I want to work with Stephanie. Yeah, Gabby, you're still going to do the 16, but you should just, 16 is a blank page. So you just have 14. You have 13, 14, and 15. Those are the 3 you're working on. 13, 14, 15. For sure. Okay. Let me know if you want to work with Stephanie in the chat. Otherwise, I will see you on Thursday. Bye, y'all. Bye. Adios.